Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. There was no video yesterday, obviously a lot of people were preoccupied and there wasn't any news. Because I'm sure everyone, all the journalists, all the places where we hear updates from were probably with their families enjoying Christmas Day. So because of that, nothing yesterday, but Chelsea play tomorrow and there's games going on today because it's Boxing Day and it's that time of the year where football is the saviour of everyone's schedules. And tomorrow Chelsea play Crystal Palace at home. So this is your preview. But Chelsea haven't even kicked the ball for tomorrow's game and things are already not going well this Boxing Day because of the other games elsewhere, which I'm going to tell you guys in terms of the results before we get cracking with Chelsea versus Crystal Palace in the preview for that. But before I do, I want to let you guys know tomorrow there will be a watch along live as we watch Chelsea again and we go through the motions. Make sure you're subscribed to be here for it. Hit the notification bell to be notified of that and the review immediately after the game as well. Socials on screen and in the description. Thank you very much. Now, results today, as I've said, have not gone our way. Bournemouth beat Fulham 3-0 at home and they played bloody well. Bournemouth, I don't know what's happened to Bournemouth. I'm about to give you a stat about Bournemouth. Since they've got their new manager in and since that point, it's just been incredible, right? But anyway, Bournemouth beating Fulham 3-0 means Bournemouth now go up into 10th, 3 points clear of Chelsea. Chelsea drop into 11th. Chelsea have to win if they want to go above Bournemouth again. So there's that. Nottingham Forest beat Newcastle at St James's Park earlier on today, 3-1. Wood absolutely killing them off. Nottingham Forest are now into 16th and 5 points behind Chelsea as it stands before Chelsea play tomorrow's game. So, and on top of that, might I add, they are 1 point behind Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace, who we are playing tomorrow. So, Crystal Palace on top of that are 4 points behind Chelsea. If they win, they come to a point behind us. It's all starting to get a little sticky, basically, right? And Bournemouth, talking about Bournemouth before we really get into Chelsea, Bournemouth didn't win their first Premier League game until the 28th of October for this current season, which was their 10th game. They've now played 18 matches, so 8 games later, they're now above Chelsea by 3 points. It's incredible. I can't believe I'm saying these words. Do you know what I mean? I can't believe I'm here uttering these words. I should be here telling you guys, right, you know, realistically, let's be realistic. Realistically, I'm not going to say, oh, Chelsea should be competing for the title. No, I wasn't expecting that in the first place. But realistically, we should be, oh, you know, I'm looking at the Premier League table and Tottenham are into 4th. Man City have dropped into 5th and we're close. So we're hoping we can catch, you know, and take City over. That would be an incredible achievement, even though they're suffering at the moment. But being in the midst, we're tied with West Ham in 6th. And, you know, things are looking a little shaky, but looking good. If we can get a win, nice routine win at home against Crystal Palace, lovely jubbly, we keep it moving and we can keep our eyes on that Champions League spot. That's how life should sound. That's how life should sound. Yeah? What I just said, I wish and should be happening, right? It should be happening, but it's not. In fact, we're 14 points behind 4th. It's incredible. It's incredible. We honestly, and considering the Wolves game, where it just capitulation, right? Capitulation. We heard Pochettino speak, and I can't, man. I can't understand what this guy is thinking now. And look, what's crazy, if this was, like I said, a different era, right? A different era, I would be coming on here and calling for the manager's head. Immediately. I've told you, I've lost faith in Poch. I know that he's not going to deliver any good. But my problem is not that. My problem is, we get rid of Poch. Who's the next guy? That's the concern. You know, someone on the watch long put it absolutely correctly. We probably will go for, I don't know, Bob Bradley or someone like that. You know, someone who's got a track record in the second division of the United States or something. I don't know. Like that's probably what we would end up going for. It's a joke. So that's what scares me, is that even if we get rid of what we have now, we're going to get worse. So I heard him speak, and he said about the yellow cards, which we've already addressed on here, and it's been crazy. And he said that it's not a matter of discipline. It's just the players are trying too hard. Brother, you got booked again as well. Like, you got booked again. No, I can deal with a manager getting booked once because I understand how referees move, and sometimes I find it ridiculous. Managers say one word and the referee's like, what? Booked. Like, I don't agree with that. I think it's ridiculous. Managers are being taught to be silenced. It's crazy. I prefer managers to speak their true mind and say it for what for how they feel and for what they see. Say it for how they see it. That's what I want managers to do. But now we're in an environment and a society where, no, you can't do that. If you utter one word of possible truth, you're suspended. And you're fined because you've brought the game into disrepute. It's ridiculous. So I get that. But Poch, mate, you got yellow card in a yellow card situation where you didn't need to get a yellow card. Players are getting booked for dissent. Of course it's discipline. Lack of discipline. There's no discipline. That's the whole flipping problem. There's no discipline. And I've said that in the past, but why? I don't want to keep stressing there is no discipline. Why is there no discipline? Why are we playing like this? Why is it? I can't even fault the players. I've seen people come at like Nicholas Jackson, Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling kind of surprises me, I'm not going to lie. But I'm talking about the young ones. Jackson or Mudryk or whoever, right? Even Caicedo or Enzo or whoever. I can't come at them as the sole reason why we are where we are. Yeah, they're not good enough. They're not good enough, but this is what we brought in. This is what we brought in. So I'm looking at the people responsible for this entire mess. This is why I'm stressing. It's not even... Poch has a level of control that I think he is lacking right now, and absolutely needs to take a portion of the blame, but it's not all Pochettino. Pochettino was brought in for the same reason why we brought in some of these players that are not ready. I'm looking upstairs, man. The problems at this club lies with the owners and the directors. That is what's going on, whether it's the owners that have brought in these sort of directors to lead the way, or it's the owners that have brought in these directors just to execute what they're told to do. But on top of that, they've brought in a manager that hasn't really got it, and they've brought in players that they think is going to make it in 5 years' time. It's bonkers. And people expect to get a result against even teams like Wolves or Crystal Palace tomorrow. Now, what doesn't help us tomorrow, right, is the situation with the players available for tomorrow. And to be honest, I still don't think it's that much of an excuse, if I'm being completely real. Why? Because the players that we will have tomorrow, I'm going to put in the starting 11 when I do show you on the screen very shortly, basically near enough the same sort of 11 that should have got the job done against Wolves, but didn't. So if we're talking about that, are we really... We're not in a situation where we are forced to go to the academy boys, for example, to play Alex Matos or Gilchrist. Like, we're not there. But the players that we have, that we are playing, are not far off in terms of level compared to players like Matos or Gilchrist. If anything, we should probably give them a run out and see what happens. And what's bonkers isn't just that what I've just said. What I have just said is an accumulation of spending over £1 billion. It's insanity, man. The way we're moving is crazy, and I can never come to terms with it. I'm sorry, no, and I will not. I still see people, some going, look, it's going to be okay. Just relax, right? There's some good things in this team. We need to focus on those good things. Name them, please. If you've got enough fingers on your hand to name them, and great, I'll be really surprised. To be honest, I still think you'll have a couple of fingers spare It's incredible. So what's the situation going into tomorrow? I'm not confident. Absolutely not. Yeah, on paper, Chelsea Crystal Palace, yes, should be routine, should be straightforward, and I won't put it past Chelsea. Chelsea might pick up a win tomorrow. We might, because look, if we can't get points in a game like tomorrow, and I said this after we conceded the second goal to Wolves, look, we might as well just shut shop and just stop now. We just stop playing. Just prepare for the Championship next season, and that's it. It's incredible that we're even contemplating that tomorrow might not be a good day. But that's where it's heading. And why is it heading that way? Because that's what the team has. And on top of that, mentally, we ain't all there either. And there was a video that was shared yesterday from, it was a video with Julien Laurens, who was talking about the possible appointment of Pochettino to Chelsea back in June, right? And when all of that was happening, and he was talking about, the clip has resurfaced. He was saying in relation to Poch at PSG, because Julien Laurent is French and was following PSG properly with Pochettino and all of that. And he went, there wasn't any tactical work that was really done at PSG. And he was like, I was astonished to hear that was the case. That they do a little bit of tactical work, but nothing compared to anyone else or what anyone would deem as an acceptable or normal standard of tactical work. I have to be honest. The problems at this football club for me lies from upstairs. The owners, directors, them guys, all of them, right? They're the ones responsible for what's happening to the football club over the past 18 months, coming 2 years. That's them. But in terms of Chelsea playing on the ball during a game, what's the system? I still can't comprehend, and I've said this on watch-alongs time and time again. I don't know what I'm looking at, which is crazy because that's what I thought I was saying on the Graham Potter. But even on the Graham Potter, you kind of know. I think there is a little bit of tactical work. The problem with Graham Potter is they didn't work hard enough. It looked like training session was just a day out for them. You know, there wasn't any intensity whatsoever. But here, it's true. We don't see patterns. We don't see movement. We're static. We don't move. Everyone is ball watching. Everyone takes a year and a half to make a good decision. And on top of that, the mental game isn't there. Everyone's panicking. Everyone's losing control. It's crazy, right? So that's the case with Poch, but that's where he shares some responsibility. At least on the pitch from 90 minutes, mate, you've got to get something out of this team. But we ain't seeing that. So when you add that to the players that are going to be out tomorrow, which we have to be honest, does it really make a difference? You think it would, but does it really? Enzo is out tomorrow, again, of course, because he's got that hernia problem. Sterling is suspended. Cole Palmer is suspended. Now that is a big reason, I think, for many people to start panicking. But when I show you the team for the starting 11, which I'm about to do now, you guys, just like me, are going to look at this, I'm pretty sure, and go, it's not as bad as I thought. Or is it? So this is the thing. Nowadays with Chelsea, we don't know what's bad, what's good, because no matter what we do, we don't get the result. So it is what it is. Let's get into the starting 11 right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. I've put it on screen so we don't waste time. Petrovic in goal. The defence, listen. If I don't see Gusto and Maatsen tomorrow at fullback, I won't have any more words. I would probably just call it a day. It's incredible how we ain't playing Gusto and Maatsen right back, left back when they are our only options, and we're sticking with Levi Colwell, at left back. Doesn't make any sense. But even then, look, last 2 games we've seen Badiashile have howlers, and he's meant to be one of our most sage, calm defenders. And you'd think alongside Thiago Silva, But I don't have any better. Are we going to play Disassi? Because, mate, he's looking like, as many people call him, a disaster. And Thiago Silva, 39, 40 years old. I'm worried if we take him out, we get worse. But he can't hold it all together himself. So, defensively, I've got to be honest, I'm scared. Even with these guys that I would normally look at and go, should be okay, It hasn't been looking okay lately in defence whatsoever. So I'm sticking with this just for the sake of continuity. I don't know. To be honest, Badiashile had to come on for the last game where he made that howler for the second goal. So there's that. In midfield, Caicedo returns. So this is where it doesn't get as bad as people anticipated. Caicedo's back from his little illness. He had a fever. He's done now. He's fine. So he's back. Lavia will be on the bench, and Lavia can't play 90 minutes. He still can't play. So we just got to get that out in the open. But ahead of them, well, he's got Conor Gallagher alongside him. It's got to be Conor because there's no one else. So those two in the double pivot. And just ahead of him, well, Nkunku, at this point, I'm very sorry, but we haven't got any other solution. You have to play 90 minutes tomorrow. This is the reality. He played 20 minutes. He came on against Wolves. He played, if I'm not mistaken, played another 20 or 25 minutes. Or was it longer? I think half hour. But anyway, he's played and he got that goal. Listen, you're going to have to add an hour onto it now. Simple. We ain't got any other solution. So he comes in, he starts, and we're just going to have to be careful and hope. You know, that's the risk we have to take. At the end of the day, because Ugochukwu is injured. He's got a hamstring injury now. Players are still out. Cole Palmer suspended. Sterling suspended. We ain't got anyone else. So there's that. Left wing, Mudryk, he'll start again. And right wing, Madueke will be forced to come in because Cole Palmer suspended, Sterling suspended, Mudryk's on the pitch. He's our only other winger. So Madueke will start. And up top, Nicholas Jackson. Because, again, he's our only striker when you think about it. Broja is there, yes. But it's like with those two right now, it's like picking, you know, I don't even know the analogy. But you're not really going to get a difference. Do you know what I mean? Pick this one or this one. You might as well just put your hand into a hat and just pluck something out and just go with it. But Jackson is the one with the more goals. Jackson is the one that's been playing more. So he's got to play. Simple. Even though the game against Wolves, he was, I don't have words, but this is what we have. So do you understand the point when I say this is what we have? This is what we're left with, which is why we can't pin all the blame on Pochettino. But tactically, on the ball, during a game, that I want to see something. Give me something. We're not seeing it. We're seeing sideways, backwards, and panic. That's what we're seeing. So that's on Poch. But why we're in this situation overall, why we spent $1 billion and we have to, even with injuries, resort to this, goes to show that the problem at this entire football club is coming from upstairs. So that's the starting 11 that I think we're going to go with, that I think is the only possibility to go with. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your starting 11s in the comment section below. But this one is my starting 11. And as I tell you guys, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be here for the watch along tomorrow as we go through the motions once again. Make sure your pacemakers are in place, of course, because this is the life as a Chelsea fan. And we will be here always. I'm going to give you my prediction. And look, first and foremost, I apologize that I have to take this sort of tone and it's getting too regular. It is, but there is no other reality. I'm going to speak what the reality says. I'm not going to try and shy away and paint this fake picture for you guys. I'm going to tell you what it is. And I'm sorry. If you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you don't. I'm very sorry. But you won't get any different on here. It's as simple as that. When we're kicking, when we're flying, or not even that, but when we can see something and it's looking good and there's progress and something's happening, I will tell you. But till that day, you're going to be getting this tone, and I'm sorry for that. But it's the truth, and I won't shy away from it. And for that reason, tomorrow, with this, honestly, I am going to go with, like I did say on the Big Six, I am going to go with Chelsea 1, Palace 2. And I hate that I have to say that. I was going to say 1-1. And look, realistically, like I said, Chelsea might still win, right? You never know. Because Palace, if we're looking at Crystal Palace, right? Let me actually, because I didn't get this up in preparation for this video, but I'm going to tell you now. Crystal Palace, in terms of their form, they have, if I'm going to... Is it on here? It's not on here. No, it's on here. Let me get it up for you on here. As we look at their record, Crystal Palace are no wins in the last 5, 2 losses, 3 draws. And if we go past that, the last time they picked up a win was... Bloody hell, when did they win? On the 4th of November. Against Burnley. Since then, they've lost 3-2 to Everton, lost 2-1 to Luton, drew 1-1 to West Ham, lost 2-0 at home to Bournemouth, lost 2-1 at home to Liverpool, drew 2-2 with City, and drew 1-1 with Brighton. How common would it be for Charity FC to give the biggest charity once again to a team in and around the same margin as us in the table and go, here's 3 points? It wouldn't surprise me. Which is why I am saying, and I think mentally, we're not going to be there. There's going to be panic. There's going to be mistakes. I would be shocked if anything else happens. And for that reason, I'm saying 2-1 Palace. So let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And that's one final thing that I'm going to focus on here before I leave, is that you will always get honesty from me. Whether I'm right or I'm wrong, but I will tell you how I feel. And this is it. I think it's not going to go well tomorrow. Simple. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But in the same way that I said I predict 1-1 against Wolves, but don't be surprised if we left with nothing, because it's obvious to see how it's all shaping in front of us, is the same reason why I think tomorrow is not going to be a good day as well. And the pressure is starting to really be up. And I think if this continues, Pochettino will be forced to leave his job. He'll be forced. Like at that point, the club will have to go, there's no option here. And that's not going to solve anything, but it's the only thing that can be done right now. So, this is where we are. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. Your comments. And I will see all of you tomorrow on the watch along as we go through it once again. So I'll see you then. Have a good one, people. Look after yourself. See you tomorrow. Take care. And peace.